Mattress Firm, where comfort is king.
Next at 6, will the next storm rob you of your electricity? It's a common problem in Mississippi. We'll tell you what's being done about it. Your trash may be getting picked up right now, but what about down the road? Another shutdown in service is possible in Jackson unless something is done to prevent it. We'll have the latest.
And a travel ban from California to Mississippi could end soon, according to lawmakers. We'll explain why the ban was in place and what state leaders are considering moving forward.
Live from Mississippi's most trusted station, this is WLBT News, 3 on your side.
Well, good Wednesday morning to you, and thank you for waking up with us. I'm Samantha Derman.
I'm Wilson Stribling. We check in with First Alert meteorologist Elise Ushman for more on the day's weather, and it's another pleasant morning.
It is a pleasant morning, and we've got a little bit of rain out there too. I know everybody gets excited lately when it rains. I don't blame you, I do too. So here's what it looks like for you getting out the door on our satellite and radar view. We do have some clouds out there in some places. If you didn't see any rain, that kept you pretty insulated from cooling off very much. Closer look here at where we're seeing the heaviest spots of rain between Lexington and Yazoo City over towards Belzona and down towards Rolling Fork. You're getting a lot of the rain we've been seeing this morning. Now it's continuing to trail in from the west, moving eastwards, pretty parallel kind of situation there. So temperature wise, we're looking pretty good too. 71 in Yazoo City and Lexington right now, 74 here in Jackson. We're still watching these temperatures fall off, so we're likely to be down into those low 70s by the time you head out the door. A few places saw low 60s earlier. We're kind of teetering right along that upper 60s, low 70s trend for you. And getting into the afternoon hours, we're going to stay cooler than what we've been seeing for the past few days. So a pretty pleasant day ahead for you. I hope things are pleasant out on the roads this morning. Carmen, how's it look out there?
Yeah, Lisa, I'd say so. We don't have not one accident to report to you folks, so that's good. Slow and steady wins the race, right? There's nothing to slow you down this morning. Taking a look along Lakeland Drive for you. Just a few cars out there, but again, nothing to report at this hour, and I'll continue to keep a close eye on it for you. Samantha?
All right, thank you, Carmen. First at 6, 3 suspects have been identified in a pursuit in Ridgeland Tuesday that ended with a car on the train tracks. 3 on your side found out the suspects were also connected to a chase on Monday night. Daniel Mason and Juan Peters were both charged last night. Officials say the third suspect is the underage driver who's being detained in the juvenile detention center right now. Police officers located this stolen Honda Accord near Old Canton Road Tuesday afternoon. It all started Monday night when officers tried to stop the driver. Ridgeland police spotted the stolen Honda again on Tuesday. The driver then tried to drive on the railroad tracks that run parallel to Highway 51 in Ridgeland. A DPS helicopter spotted the vehicle on Leonard Avenue, where all 3 suspects were taken into custody. Well, take a look at this. The fight against a Smith County wildfire continued for another night last night. The First Alert weather video you see here is from earlier in the day on Tuesday. That fire happened along County Road 115. It has reignited several times over the past 2 weeks and scorched roughly 400 acres. About 80 acres were impacted.
People who had to endure the heat without electricity after Mississippi storms got to air their frustrations before the state agency that regulates the power companies. Central District Public Service Commissioner Brent Bailey hosted a community forum last night in Madison. He said it was intended to give customers an opportunity to discuss utility services following the severe storms in June that caused widespread outages. Bailey said his office received numerous phone calls on a daily basis regarding service or bills. He said also that utility companies were working to do a better job of communicating with customers when the power goes out.
Customers have new expectations, and we want to make sure that customers or the utilities providers, Entergy or whoever it is giving the right information to those customers, understanding what a restoration time looks like, better understanding the rates and fees on their bills, and what those quality of service standards are in today's world.
Bailey said the extreme heat in July and August also impacted people's utility bills and could be a burden for some households. This is the first in a series of public outreach events his office has planned. Meanwhile, the Mississippi Development Authority will soon be working with utility companies to enhance the state's electrical grid. A $12 million grant from the U.S. Department of Energy is intended to help modernize the grid and better shield it against extreme weather and natural disasters.
Well, the city of Jackson's garbage contract is set to expire in 6.5 months, but no action has been taken by city leaders. According to Councilman Ashby Foote, the RFP process typically takes around 6 months to complete, and that includes allowing proposals, a committee choosing the top contractors, and city leaders voting on who the contract will be awarded to. However, the RFP process has not begun. And Mayor Lumumba claims getting into a new RFP while in litigation with Richards Disposal could be costly for residents. The Hinds County Democratic Executive Committee denied David Archie's request for a new election on Tuesday. Archie had claimed election fraud after his loss in the primary race with Anthony Smith. Smith beat Archie by about 1,800 votes. Archie also filed a petition for judicial review in circuit court last week, asking a judge to order a new election. New this morning, the majority Black Meridian School District was given a judge's approval Tuesday to shed federal supervision in a decades-old desegregation lawsuit.
The suit included an order to move away from harsh discipline that disproportionately affected Black students. The Justice Department announced in 2013 that it would enter a consent decree with the Meridian schools for the district to improve disciplinary practices. The DOJ's investigation said it found Black students received harsher disciplinary consequences, including longer suspensions than white students for comparable misbehavior. The desegregation lawsuit against Meridian schools was originally filed in 1965, and a federal judge in 1967 ordered the district to end discrimination based on race. California could soon lift a ban on state-funded travel to states with what it considers to be anti-LGBTQ laws. Mississippi is on that list. State lawmakers in California have passed legislation to end the travel ban. The state would instead focus on an advertising campaign to promote anti-discrimination messages in those states. California started banning official travel to the states in 2017. The ban has prevented elected officials, state workers, and university representatives from traveling to more than half of the country on the state's dime. Well, remember to get your ticket for this year's St. Jude Dream Home giveaway before tickets sell out. Just go to WLBT.com/St. Jude or call the number on your screen to buy your $100 ticket. Your purchase helps support the life-saving work done at St. Jude on a daily basis. It gets you a chance to win the Dream Home at Lost Rabbit on the Reservoir in Madison County. And if you buy your ticket before September 21st, you could also win a $1,000 shopping spree at ASJ Interiors. The home and all the other prizes will be given away on October 26th right here on WLBT.
I am directing our House committee to open a formal impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden.
Coming up on your Wednesday, Republican House Speaker announced his plans to pursue an impeachment of President Joe Biden. Keep it right here to find out his reason and how the White House responded. We'll also tell you about the announcement from the FDA that says a medicine you could be taking might not be working. Those details after the break. But first, let's send things over to Carmen Poe in the traffic center with another look at the roads this morning. Good morning, Carmen.
Hey, good morning, Samantha. Good morning to everybody at home. Hey, have something new for you guys I want to show you. You know how Elise will show you that future forecast, that radar for you? Well, we've got a traffic forecast for you. Take a look at this. You can see the time changing as I speak all the way up to 7:08 a.m. It's green right now, and it's projected to be green later. That means we don't have anything in our area that's going to slow you down. Obviously, we can't predict accidents, but we want to be sure that we are driving safely on the road to be sure we don't have any accidents in our area. So this is just based on the traffic flow normally in the morning. So right now, as of now, there's nothing to slow you down. We have that moving all the way up till about 7:09 this morning. So obviously, I'll continue to keep a close eye on traffic for you guys. And you stay safe on the road so we don't have any accidents to report. Elise, how's the weather for us?
All right, Carmen, looks good. It looks like we're going to have quite the treat as far as sunrise is concerned from our First Alert Sky Cam in Forest. Now you're just getting the little peak of the sunshine there, but I think once it comes up a little bit more, we're going to have some nice views to start the day. Temperature-wise, it looks good to upper 60s and low 70s for most of us. Still 74 here in the capital city, and most places are seeing a little bit of overcast conditions. That's going to be the story through the rest of the day. In the afternoon hours, you do see that slim chance for a few passing showers is going to stick around with us. We'll talk about who has the best shot at seeing some of that rain here in a few minutes.
Lazy Boy Pick-A-Pair sale will end Monday at D. Noblin. Buy one and save, buy two and save even more. Get one for you and one for her. Over 150 styles and colors in stock and ready for same-day delivery. Pick-A-Pair Lazy Boy sale.
King.
The Food and Drug Administration voted against the effectiveness of a drug that many of you have probably taken before. You can find it in many over-the-counter medication like Dayquil, Allegra, and Sudafed. 3 on your sides, Quentin Smith tells you what you need to know to do to get something that works.
The nasal decongestant that's going to be in most popular over-the-counter medication is going to be Sudafed PE or phenylephrine.
Dr. Andrew Clark says he's not surprised the Food and Drug Administration ruled against the drug. See, Clark is a pharmacist and the owner of Northtown Pharmacy in Jackson. He sees patients who've taken the drug and haven't seen any improvements.
Patient came in today, nasal decongestion, was suffering pretty bad from the nasal decongestion. I asked her, what did she take already? She said Sudafed PE.
Clark says he immediately recommended that she takes a Sudafed that's behind the counter, one that's proven to be more effective.
The regular Sudafed, which is pseudoephedrine, does relieve that nasal decongestion, and the Sudafed PE only became popular when regular Sudafed was moved behind the counter due to the fact that it has a main ingredient that was used to manufacture methamphetamines.
While Sudafed PE is still being sold as of now, Clark says there are some dangers that come with the drug.
Because the medication is not as effective, patients then tend to want to take more of the medication in order to treat that nasal congestion. And the risk is you taking that medication at higher doses can elevate your blood pressure. So you want to be very cautious in taking that medication because you can elevate the blood pressure. There are several other options that you can use that will not increase the blood pressure. Could be in the form of Zyrtec D, Allegra D. There are several products that has the regular Sudafed in it that can relieve that nasal congestion from that patient. The only thing you have to do is present your license, driver's license, because we are still monitoring that. No prescription is needed.
All right, switching gears to the weather now, where we've seen some sprinkles already this morning. What's the rest of the day going to look like? I ran out of breath.
We have. It's okay. It's okay. We have seen some sprinkles this morning, and actually I want to point out that that's good information to have about the decongestant because we're getting into cold season with all these cold fronts moving through. We had one just yesterday, and that's why we're seeing some rain very early this morning. You can see that moving from west to east. It's going to continue to do so through the rest of the morning hours. So heads up, Kosciuszko, you're about to get some more rain moving in from the Lexington area, Belzona, over towards Rolling Fork, getting reinforcements of the rain that you've been seeing all morning. So that's good news for you. We're going to take a look at when the rest of us may see a little bit of this rain after this break.
I just love dancing, so I was always willing to dance through the pain. Since visiting the Good Feet store and wearing the arch supports and being pain-free now, my mood and my energy has drastically improved. Once that energy gets into you, double spins.
Hey folks, 17 minutes after the hour, let's get you out the door, shall we? Good morning to everybody over in the Vicksburg area. Hey look, there's nothing to slow you down this morning. It's a nice, comfortable commute for you. Taking a look at I-20 East at the Mississippi River Bridge. You can see that sunrise, trying to show its face for us this morning. But hey look, we don't have not one accident to report to you this morning. From Vicksburg to Jackson, it'll take you about 36 minutes. That's really not bad if you're making that commute this morning. I'm gonna leave you with this. It's just pretty, so I just thought it was peaceful. You know how we like to say we want to start off the day good, want to be sure that you're getting on that road and having that nice attitude. We don't want any, what's the word we've used at least before when you get on the road and you're fussy?
No, Carmen. We don't want want to see any tantrums on the road this morning. No road rage. Yeah, no road rage as we start the day, because like she said, it's comfortable out there. There's nothing to complain about, nothing to irritate you, especially if you're in northern counties. You're getting a little bit of rain right now. Now, that does mean you need to take a little extra time getting where you're going. But the rest of us would love to see some rain down in our southern counties especially. We may see that later on today, but we're starting off with temperatures in the upper 60s and the low 70s. Getting into the rest of your morning hours and your morning commute, you're going to see the temperatures stay very comfortable. Mid 70s still by 9 or 10 o'clock. Heading into the lunchtime hour, we're in the upper 70s and low 80s. That's about a 10-degree change from what we saw yesterday. We were close to 90 degrees at that time. And into the afternoon, we're topping out in the mid and upper 80s across central Mississippi. Now, this is a look at the rain that we could see going into the rest of the day. We've got some rain in our northern counties here now, but heading into the late afternoon, early evening hours, you're seeing a little bit more of that spotty coverage. Most of it continues to stay north of Interstate 20, but there's a chance late tonight into early tomorrow morning that we'll get some rain into some of our southern counties and into central parts of the area right around the metro. So this is what that looks like for you as far as totals are concerned. Only about a quarter of an inch, mostly about a tenth of an inch for most of us going into today and very early tomorrow morning. Beyond that, the rain coverage is going to drop off for your Friday, but it will pick back up a little bit as we head into Saturday and the weekend. Now, our high temperatures are going to stay in the mid and upper 80s as we go through the end of this week. Heading into your Saturday and Sunday, we're right around that 90-degree mark again, and a few places will reach into the 90s, but we're still not too far off from average for this time of year, and it's not unusual to see 90s as late as the early weeks of October. So this isn't anything to complain about, really. It's not too far off from where we should be at this time of year. And by next week, with some drier air settling in, the rain coverage very low, but those overnight lows will be a little bit lower too. Wilson.
All right, Elise, here's a live look at Washington, D.C., where Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy now says he will support launching an inquiry into impeaching President Biden. The speaker had signaled throughout the summer recess that he was nearing moving forward with such an investigation related to Hunter Biden's business dealings. House-led GOP investigations have yet to provide any direct evidence that the president financially benefited from those foreign business dealings. Republicans hope a formal inquiry will give them more investigative tools to help find any wrongdoing on the president's part.
This logical next step will give our committees the full power to gather all the facts and answers for the American public. That's exactly what we want to know, the answers. I believe the president would want to answer these questions and allegations as well.
A White House spokesman said McCarthy flip-flopped because the speaker initially said he would not open an impeachment inquiry without a vote by the full House. Now he's ordering one at the committee level without that vote. McCarthy had privately told fellow Republicans in recent weeks that he hoped to start the impeachment inquiry process by the end of September. Authorities in Pennsylvania say escaped convict Danilo Cavalcante was shot at on Monday night by a homeowner who found him in his garage stealing a rifle. A green sweatshirt and a white T-shirt believed to belong to Cavalcante were found in the home's driveway, and the search perimeter was expanded to include that area. On the Today Show this morning, NBC's George Solis will be in Glenmore, Pennsylvania, with the latest developments in the overnight search.
Good morning. The manhunt for Danilo Cavalcante now takes a dramatic new turn. This after authorities say the fugitive went into the home of a homeowner here in this expanded search perimeter and stole a .22 rifle. Now that homeowner catching him in the process and unloading on him, but failing to strike Cavalcante. Authorities saying they also found some muddy footprints in these nearby woods, saying they also found Cavalcante's prison shoes. They say he may have stolen a pair of work boots from a nearby porch. There are now more than 500 agents of law enforcement here from local, state, and federal agencies. Authorities urging the public with caution now more than ever, considering they believe Cavalcante may be growing more desperate and trying to reach out for help. We'll have the very latest on the investigation coming up on Today.
And the Today Show starts at 7 this morning here on WLBT.
Ladies, grab your girlfriends. It's time for exciting holiday shopping. Holiday Market is back September 15th through 17th at the Mississippi Trade Mart in Jackson, and it's open to the public.
Okay, a great forecast for us ahead. Temperatures in the mid and upper 80s this afternoon. Same story for you on Thursday. Now, a good chance that a few of us will see some rain throughout the day today. A few folks already seeing that early this morning, so be aware of that. Getting out on the roads will get reinforcements of that even into your evening commute. So you'll see some wet spots this morning and later today. Now, the next best chance for rain is going to be Saturday. After that, it drops off tremendously. We'll stay very dry going through next week, but temperatures stay right around average in the upper 80s and low 90s through the end of the weekend and next week.
Mississippi's shrimping industry is in decline, and the Biloxi City Council will take the issue to the federal government. During Tuesday's meeting, council members unanimously agreed to urge the United States Secretary of Commerce and the trade representative to limit the volume of imported shrimp. Councilman Kenny Glavin introduced the resolution and says imported shrimp might be the death of the local shrimping industry.
They're just facing the pressure of all the imports that come into the market, and we're killing them. We're forcing them out of the market. You won't have any shrimpers in a few years if this continues. They're catching seafood, bringing it into port, and they can't store it because the storage facilities are chock full of imports. And so I think we need to take a real good look at this, and we need to take care of our Americans here that are trying to make a living.
The Biloxi City Council unanimously voted to approve a resolution that formally urges the federal government to cut back on the import of shrimp into our country. Cities in Louisiana and Texas have already made this request. Biloxi is the first city in our state to do so. Well, Apple revealed new iPhones and Apple Watches yesterday at its headquarters in California. As expected, the new iPhone 15 and 15 Pro will have USB-C charging ports rather than the Lightning ports that iPhones have used for years. That change comes after a European mandate aimed at reducing electronic waste and saving customers money by making one port compatible across many devices. The new phones have a number of upgrades. The Pro models will lose the physical on and off switch for silent mode, trading it for what Apple calls an action button that can be configured to control a range of functions. Apple also announced upgrades to its line of watches. I don't know how I feel about it.
No, because to me, you see that little red tab and you know, good, it's not going to ring during the newscast. And you could even switch it, you know, when it's in your pocket and you just walked into church and you reach down there and, but if it's a button, and they say it'll have haptic feedback to let you know you've hit it, but you still can't see that it's on silent.
I'm with you.
So
I'd want to go back to
more information.
The flip phones, honestly.
I'm not ready to go back there just yet.
All right, time now is 6:28.
More news, weather, and traffic in our next half hour.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Dent Air Conditioning and Heating.
Is recruiting new